Did you know that some of the habits you've picked up over the years might be quietly pushing people away, and you may not even realize it? As we age, we naturally fall into routines. Some are comforting and familiar, while others, well, they can turn into blind spots that slowly chip away at our relationships and even our own dignity. You might think you're just being yourself, but here's the thing. The people around you notice. They may not say it to your face, but those little habits can make a big difference in how you're seen by family, friends, and even strangers. But don't worry, because today we're uncovering 12 surprising habits that could be silently damaging your connections with others. And I'm not talking about physical appearance. I'm talking about behaviors that can isolate you, wear down your grace, and even make you feel more alone as the years go by. The good news? These habits are completely fixable. The first step is simply becoming aware of them. By the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these hidden traps, but also learn how to regain that warmth, respect, and closeness you truly deserve. Stick around, because what you discover today could completely change how you experience your golden years. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, what's one habit you think might be holding you back? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a tip to live your best, most connected life. Number 1, the trap of criticizing kids these days. It often begins with a simple observation. You see a teenager glued to their phone and catch yourself thinking, back in my day, we actually talked to each other. You hear someone in their 30s make a choice you don't agree with and assume they have no clue how the real world works. Slowly, those thoughts start slipping out, first in private, then in conversations with friends, family, even strangers. But here's the part most people miss. Every time you criticize younger generations, it sends a powerful message, one that might be pushing the people you love further away. Think about it. When you constantly point out what's wrong with the younger generation, it doesn't make people see you as wise. It makes them see you as disconnected, maybe even bitter. What you might intend as a harmless joke or a casual comment often feels like judgment. To those under 50, it can feel like you're rejecting their entire world, their values, their way of life. And the result? They stop opening up. Conversations stay shallow. They avoid talking deeply because they're bracing for judgment. Even when they love you, a part of them stays distant. But here's the truth. You don't have to agree with everything they do. You don't have to embrace every new trend. But what if, instead of criticizing, you ask questions? Instead of saying, kids today have it easy, what if you asked, what's it like trying to make your way in the world now? That single shift from judgment to curiosity changes everything. Suddenly, you're not the voice that shouts from behind. You're the steady hand that reaches across generations. When younger people feel respected, they listen more. They ask questions. They come to you. Not because they have to, but because they want to. You don't just become the elder in the room. You become the one they admire, trust, and turn to. Not for lectures, but for wisdom that listens first, then speaks. That's real influence. If you're still with me, drop a comment saying number 5 below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. It's your way of staying connected, and it helps us keep bringing you content that informs, inspires, and challenges the way you see the world. Stick around, because this is just the beginning. Number 2, are you pushing people away without realizing it? Picture this. You're in the middle of a conversation. Someone brings up a topic you've experienced before, and without hesitation, you jump in. You share your story, explain what they should do, and suddenly 10 minutes have passed. No one else has spoken. Here's the thing. This doesn't come from a bad place. In fact, it's usually driven by a genuine desire to help, to share the wisdom you've gathered over the years. But what if I told you that this well-meaning habit might be quietly pushing people away? You won't notice it at first. They won't say anything. They'll just start calling less often, keeping conversations shorter, drifting away bit by bit. Why? Because people want to feel heard, not lectured. And when every conversation becomes a one-way street, it drains the connection. especially with younger family members who already might feel disconnected. The solution isn't about talking less, it's about listening more. It's about pausing, asking questions, and truly engaging with what the other person is saying. Ironically, the less you dominate the conversation, the more people will seek your input. The more you listen, the more they trust you. And suddenly they're calling more, staying longer, opening up more deeply. So the next time you're in a conversation, pause and reflect. Are you truly listening or just waiting for your turn to speak? That one small shift can make all the difference. It can turn strained moments into meaningful ones and turn distance into connection. And that's when you'll notice something powerful. They don't just talk to you, they want to talk to you. Number three, holding on to clothes that no longer fit. There's a comfort in the familiar. Eating the same breakfast, taking the same walk, wearing the same clothes year after year. But when it comes to your wardrobe, what once felt timeless can slowly slip into the realm of neglect. You might not realize it, but ill-fitting clothes, pants that sag, shirts that pinch, shoes that have seen better days, send a quiet message. You've stopped paying attention. And while people might never say it to your face, they notice. It's not about chasing trends or dressing like someone half your age. It's about showing the world that you still value yourself. When others see an older adult in well-fitting, thoughtfully chosen clothing, it sends a powerful signal of dignity and self-respect. Think about it. Would you show up to an important event in a suit from 25 years ago? Probably not. The same idea applies to everyday life. Your body changes, your style evolves, and the way you dress should reflect the person you are now, not who you were decades ago. I've heard some people say, I don't care what others think, I'm comfortable. And that's fair, but comfort doesn't have to mean careless. You can be both comfortable and put together. Something as simple as updating your jeans or wearing a shirt that complements your current look can change how people respond to you. Not because of the clothing itself, but because of what it represents. That you're still present, still engaged, still proud of who you are today. People may not always comment on it, but they see it. They smile a bit more. They treat you with a touch more respect. Because like it or not, the way you dress is the first thing the world sees. And even now, that first impression still matters. Number four, the trap of speaking without a filter. As we get older, something interesting happens. That little voice in our head that used to whisper, maybe keep that to yourself, gets quieter. Sometimes even disappears. Suddenly, speaking your mind feels almost second nature. It's like a badge of honor. You've lived through enough to feel like you've earned the right to say whatever you want. And yes, it can be liberating, but for the people around you, it can be something entirely different, uncomfortable. There's a thin line between being honest and being blunt. If you've noticed people pausing, shifting uncomfortably, or even avoiding eye contact when you speak, it's a sign that what you think is just being truthful might actually be coming across as harsh. Maybe you've commented on someone's weight, appearance, relationship, or even how they raise their kids. And maybe you've brushed it off with a chuckle and said, I'm just being honest. Or, back in my day, people weren't so sensitive. But here's the truth. Honesty without kindness isn't honesty. It's criticism. And the ones on the receiving end, they probably won't tell you. Instead, they'll just start pulling away. Maybe you've noticed it. Fewer invitations, shorter phone calls. It's not because they don't love you. It's because they're protecting themselves from those little stings that linger long after the words are said. This doesn't mean you need to tiptoe around everything you say, but it does mean pausing for just a second before you speak and asking, is this helpful? Is it kind? Because sometimes what feels like speaking your truth is actually just releasing frustration, and it lands harder than you think. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you wouldn't want someone saying it to your grandchild, maybe don't say it to someone else's. The beauty of growing older is the wisdom you carry. And when that wisdom is wrapped in kindness, people lean in. They listen. They respect you deeply. But if it's coated with sarcasm or judgment, they start tuning out. Even if your heart's in the right place, your words still have weight, and maybe now more than ever. So use them to build connections, not create distance. If you're still watching and this message resonates with you, comment number 2 below so I know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss out on the content that's here to inform and inspire you. Your support makes it all possible. Number 5, neglecting personal hygiene. It might seem like a small thing, but when people stop taking care of their hygiene, others notice, especially those closest to you. We're not talking about major neglect here, but the little details. Clothes that look like they've been worn a bit too long, hair that's left untamed, nails that have grown just a little too much, or a subtle odor that lingers longer than it should. These small things send a big message. As we get older, it's easy to let our routine slip. Energy fades, and you might start thinking, why bother? But here's the thing. Even if no one mentions it, those around you feel it. They may not bring it up because they don't want to hurt your feelings, especially younger family members who don't know how to talk about it. So they adjust. They sit farther away, shorten visits, and stop offering hugs. It's not about you. They're responding to the message your self-care is sending. That message says, I've let go a little, or I don't value myself like I used to. And the truth no one says out loud is this. When you stop caring for yourself, others often stop treating you with the same warmth and respect. Now, you don't need to dress like a model or wear perfume every day, but a fresh shirt, clean hair, and trimmed nails go a long way. They show the world, I'm still here, I care, and I respect myself and you. People notice your energy long before your words, and hygiene speaks volumes about that energy. When you take care of yourself, it invites others to treat you with the kindness and respect you deserve. It's a powerful message, and it's worth sending. Number 6, ignoring modern etiquette. Have you ever noticed those small actions that can unintentionally make others uncomfortable? Things like talking loudly on the phone, standing too close to someone in line, or playing a video in a quiet room without headphones. They might seem like minor things, but they can leave a lasting impression. These behaviors may not have mattered as much in the past, back when people were more tolerant of loud conversations and unexpected behavior. But today, the standards have shifted. What was once overlooked now stands out, and people are more aware of how these actions affect them. And here's the catch. You might not even realize you're doing it. No one's going to say, could you turn that down? Or do you mind stepping back a bit? Instead, they'll give you a cold stare or just avoid you. It's not personal, but it does make a difference. Whether you're on the subway, in a cafe, or walking through a store, these small slip-ups in what's considered basic courtesy can send the wrong message. It says, I'm not aware of how I affect others. The tricky part? People might assume you should know better. They don't give you the benefit of the doubt. They think it's intentional. That's not the reputation you want to leave behind. Luckily, this is one of the easiest things to change. Start paying attention to how those around you behave in public, how they manage their voices, respect personal space, and use technology when others are near. Modern etiquette isn't about being stiff or rigid. It's about being thoughtful and considerate. It shows that you're still engaged with the world, aware of your impact, and willing to adapt. And here's the thing. This awareness builds respect. It tells others, I may be older, but I still pay attention, I still care, and I respect how others feel. This doesn't just improve how strangers respond to you, it changes how your family sees you too. Your grandkids notice, your neighbors notice, and their quiet respect grows. In today's fast-paced world, someone who moves with purpose and dignity stands out, and that makes all the difference. Number 7, oversharing medical problems. Picture this. A group of older folks gathered together, and soon enough the talk turns into a who's got the worst knee competition or who takes the most pills. It may seem like lighthearted chatter or a way to bond, but constantly bringing up health issues can gradually drain the energy of those around you. We all know getting older means dealing with physical challenges. You don't need to pretend everything's perfect. But if every conversation revolves around your ailments, your doctor visits, or your next surgery, it can start to feel like you're stuck in a waiting room, not having a real conversation. Especially for younger family members, these topics can be hard to navigate. They might not know how to react or feel powerless when they can't help. Instead of getting closer, they might distance themselves, not out of disrespect, but because it's just too much. You deserve empathy and you deserve to be heard, but when your health becomes the main focus of every conversation, the dynamic shifts. What starts as a conversation turns into a list of complaints. Think about the people you enjoy being around. They probably don't talk about every ache and medication. They focus on the positive, mentioning a challenge but not letting it take over. Does that mean you should hide your struggles? Of course not, but consider who you're sharing with, when you're sharing, and most importantly, balance. Share what's going on with you, but also ask others how they're doing. Talk about the good things, what book you're reading, a neighbor's garden, or the birds outside your window. Your life is still full of stories beyond medical charts, and others want to connect with you, not just your symptoms. You'll be surprised at how much lighter your relationships can feel when you stop letting your health dominate every conversation. When you focus on what you can still do, what you enjoy, and what makes you smile, you don't just feel better, you help others feel better too. In a world that's already heavy, being the person who lifts the room, even a little, is a beautiful kind of medicine. Number 8, holding on to outdated beliefs. As we get older, it becomes harder to recognize when our beliefs start acting like barriers instead of pathways. We cling to ideas that once helped us navigate life, principles that guided us through raising families, running businesses, and understanding the world. But over time, without realizing it, these beliefs can turn rigid, becoming truths that no longer align with the world we live in today. You might catch yourself thinking, that's just the way it is, or people are too sensitive now, or even, I don't care what the science says, I know what's right. While these thoughts may feel solid to you, others might hear something different. Resistance to change. The world is evolving. Technology, culture, communication, everything. And when we refuse to consider new viewpoints, we don't appear wise. We come off as stubborn. Younger generations notice this, even if they don't confront it directly. They may start to see you as someone they can't talk to, someone who won't listen, and that's a missed opportunity for connection. Whether it's your grandchild exploring new career paths or a neighbor living a different lifestyle, there's so much to learn if we embrace curiosity over judgment. Staying open doesn't mean abandoning your values. It means being willing to update your perspective without losing who you are. It's about making space for new ideas, even if you don't agree with them all. The truth is, stubbornness often hides fear. The fear of becoming irrelevant, the fear of being left behind. But your relevance doesn't come from holding tightly to the past. It comes from your ability to face the present with courage. When you can say, I hadn't thought of it like that, or tell me more about your view, you open doors for conversation and connection. And sometimes you'll even realize that the younger generation has a valid point you never saw before. That humility, that openness to change, is what truly earns respect. It shows you're still a student of life, no matter your age. That's something rare and powerful. If you're still with me, please drop a number 8 in the comments to let me know you're here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our latest insights. Your support helps us keep sharing valuable content. Now let's keep going. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on these 8 behaviors we discussed. Ask yourself, which of these might have quietly slipped into your life? Which ones caught you off guard? And which ones, even just a little, might you want to adjust? There's no shame here. This video isn't about pointing fingers. It's about offering you something rare, an honest, caring perspective. These habits don't define you as a bad person. They're just blind spots that creep in over time. The true power comes when we acknowledge them. The strength isn't in pretending they're not there, but in recognizing them and saying, I see it and I'm ready to grow. That's what aging gracefully is all about. Embracing change, showing up with self-awareness, and remaining open to connection. As you go forward, use these insights as gentle nudges to bring dignity and warmth into your life and the lives of those around you. It's never too late to make a change. A simple shift in how you speak, listen, or interact can completely transform how others experience you and how you see your own journey. Thank you for being with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Share what resonated with you and how you'll use it in your life. Your thoughts matter to us, so don't hesitate to share. If this video helped or inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support fuels us to keep creating meaningful content for you. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.